This is the backup system that Apple has designed for you. And this is, it's such an easy thing to use that this is not going to be a very long presentation. So here we go. Whoops, not this time machine, not that time machine, this time machine, which you're probably all familiar with this icon. If not, that's what your backup disk will look like. It'll have this icon. So setting up time machine. Um, First of all, I think I need to get rid of something off my screen here. One moment here. Okay, so time machine is a little icon that is on your top menu bar on your home desktop. So it's right here, looks like this, and you'll see it up here on the top menu bar along with your other icons, but it's on the right side. If your time machine icon isn't there, this is how you get it there. You go to your system preferences, you click on the time machine icon here, and you'll see this window. In this window down.
Excuse me, Ron. Someone needs to mute
I
themselves.
mean, it,
Okay, thank you.
And at the
Oh.
bottom of this window, you'll see where it says show time machine in menu bar.
I'm doing a class.
And back here on your desktop, when you click on that, find on that time machine backup icon, you'll get this window. It tells you when your last backup was. It gives you the option to back up now if you want to do that, or to enter time machine, or open time machine preferences. So to set up time machine, we can just click on that and choose open time machine preferences. We'll go to this window. You have to unlock your padlock with your user password for your computer, and then select this. So when you plug your disk in, it'll show up here and you can select whatever disk you want. This is also where you can choose to encrypt your backup drive if you want to do that. Now, my preference is not to encrypt it. And I think for most people, you wouldn't need to unless you had a lot of particularly sensitive information. And the reason is I've seen several people who were not able to retrieve data from their backup drive because it was encrypted for one reason or another. They either forgot the password or some other issue came up where they weren't able to retrieve backup data. So that's it, you're all set, your backup drive is set up. But there are other options if you want more control. Back at the system preferences for time machine, again, you'll need to unlock the padlock, and then here's the options button that you can choose. In this window, you can exclude items from backups. For instance, if you have more than one user account on your computer and you only want to back up one, you can eliminate the other one from being backed up by listing it here. You just click on the plus sign, find the file that you want to exclude, and choose it. Also, if you have other backup drives connected to your computer, you may not want to back up that for any redundant backups. So you can eliminate those here also. Backup drive options. If you have an Apple Time Machine, you can choose it for your time machine backups, or a time capsule. The time capsule was Apple's Wi-Fi network device, and it also included a disk drive so you could back up your computer wirelessly, and you can in fact back up more than one computer to this. So if you have this Apple Time capsule, you can use it for your time machine. Now, if you need to buy a backup drive, typically the rule is to have a backup drive that's twice as large as your hard drive. So how big is your hard drive? Here's how you find out. You go to your little Apple icon in the upper left corner of your Finder window, click on About This Mac, and choose the Storage tab. And in that window, it'll show you how big your backup drive is. This one is, you can see, is 251 gigabytes. So typically, all I would need is a 500 gigabyte storage drive. Here's what a typical backup drive looks like. And if you go shopping for them, you'll see most of the time you'll find they're either 1 or 2 terabyte drives. So you might even have trouble finding one as small as 500 gigabytes, but that's fine. But more space is better than not enough space. So when you plug your backup drive into your computer, if you've never set up a backup with Time Machine, it'll ask you if you want to use this for your backup drive. And in this case, the backup drive was a LaCie, and it's asking, do you want to use this for Time Machine? And it's telling you that it must be erased because it has an incompatible file system. And you just click erase, and it will erase it and set it up as your backup drive automatically, and you're done. You don't have to mess with it anymore. However, if you've had another backup drive set up and you have extra drives from old computers that you would like to use for something else and you want to erase them and start over, you can use the application that's on your computer that's called Disk Utility. So if you have an old drive you want to use and you just plug it into the computer, open Disk Utility, choose that backup drive, and click on Erase. And when you click Erase, you'll get this window. You can type in the name for that backup drive. And you can see here, the format is called APFS. That's what the last several operating systems of your Mac uses, called, it's an Apple file system. But that is not what the backup drive needs to be. Sounds incorrect, but that's the way it is. So you click on the double arrows there and you choose the format that's orange there called Mac OS Extended Journal. That's what the backup drive format needs to be. In some cases, if your backup drive happens to be a solid state drive, and if your computer is one of the new ones with the M1 chip, then you can use the APFS format. So we'll go back to the Finder window here. And when your backup drive is plugged in, you'll probably see the icon for it on your desktop, but you'll also see it listed on the left side here of your Finder window. And you'll see the little icon next to it that you use to eject it. You want to eject it before disconnecting it. When it's actually backing up, you'll see the 2 little arrows here spinning around, indicating that the backup is in process. Now, recovering data from Time Machine. So if you happen to have a file that you can't find, somehow for some reason disappeared, this is how you can find it from your backup drive. So here's your documents folder that's in the Finder window. And I created a folder called demo items to show this. And you can see there's 3 files in the demo items folder. Let's say a couple of those went missing. They just disappeared and you can't find them anywhere. So with the demo items folder selected, you click on your time machine icon in the top menu bar and select enter time machine. And this is what you'll see. Now, it's automatically open to the demo items folder because that's the folder you had selected when you entered time machine. And it shows just the one file there because it's showing the current state of that folder. Now you can use these arrows on the right side here and step back in time to find an earlier backup that might have those missing files. Or you can use the chart on the right side of the screen here that's listed by time and days. So we'll step back and we found a earlier backup where the files are in place. So we'll select the files we want to restore and click on the restore button. And it puts them right back into the folder where they were. Very simple. So here's another way to search for recovered files. Now, if you encrypted your backup drive, you can't use this way. You can only use the one I just showed you. But if it's not encrypted, you can select your backup drive right here where it says Magic Backup in your Finder window. Click on an earlier backup where you might find your files. Click on Macintosh hard drive and then users, the users folder. Select your user, in this case it's Magic. Then we'll go to the documents folder. There's our demo items folder, and there you see the items that were missing are there. Now, if this was an encrypted backup drive, so you can see on the left side, this is the Magic Backup disk that we're looking at. If this was an encrypted drive, you wouldn't see these files. It would all be gobbledygook because it's all encrypted. But you can drag your files from there onto your desktop and retrieve them manually. So we'll go back now to our main folder, demo items, select the items from the desktop and put them back in the folder where they were. And that's it. There you go. Now, why would you need a backup? Well, there's a lot of reasons. Your hard drive could fail, your computer can die, a software upgrade could fail, as we've seen recently, and erase all your data. Your cat could spill coffee on your keyboard, and individual files could become lost. So it's a good idea to set up your backup drive. 2 other backup software applications are Carbon Copy Cloner and SuperDuper. Now these make complete clones of your computer files. Time Machine works completely different and doesn't copy your operating system, only your files. And Carbon Copy Cloner and SuperDuper can be cloned back to your computer from the backup drive, but more likely will not work on the newer computers, particularly the ones with the M1 chips. And that's for that to work, you probably have to check with those 2 application developers to see how they handle that. But it would probably have to be a solid state backup drive and format it to the APFS file format. So what about iCloud for backup? Well, iCloud does back up a lot of your data, but it's primarily not a backup plan. Its main purpose is to synchronize files between your devices so that, for instance, if you select contacts to back up to iCloud on your phone and your computer, it will keep them synchronized. So if you add or delete a email address, it will keep them the same on each device. And whatever apps you have selected to use iCloud will keep a copy of those files. But if you delete files from one device, they will be deleted from all the devices that have iCloud turned on. So, any other questions? What about backing up iPhones and iPads? Well, it's very easy to back up those devices to iCloud or to back it up to your computer. Here's the desktop with a with my iPhone plugged in, or actually this is my iPad, and it shows it on the left side. You'll see it says on the left side column, it says Ron's iPad, and then select the items across the top there. You want to select general, and then you'll see it'll have, well, I guess it'll first ask you if you trust this iPad with your computer. And then you check here whether you want to back up your iPad or iPhone to iCloud or to back it up to this Mac. And you can't do both. You can only choose one or the other. But if you choose backing it up to the Mac, you have to plug it in and back it up manually on occasion. If you choose iCloud, then it will back up automatically when your device is being charged, and you don't have to worry about it. You can also use the Manage Backups button here, and it'll show you what things have been backed up to this computer. If it's taking up a lot of space, you can delete these items, and if you delete it and continue to back up, it'll just create a whole new backup for you. So that's Time Machine. And if you have any questions, now's the time to speak up.